episode of Totes Recall is sponsored by Terrible Origami in Space.
Or not.
Pew, pew,
Your choice.
Pew, pew.
Could you do origami in space? Like in zero gravity?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be hard to get a nice fold, though?
Yeah.
You fold it against itself.
Yeah, but
you can,
but wouldn't some of those folds, wouldn't they just sort of start to unravel? Because isn't, there an assist with gravity sometimes with some of them?
No, because the pressure of it is coming from the paper itself. It's not gravity that's, creating a fold. But if you, are using your fingers, that's, putting a force against it.
Sure.
Okay.
But
then would you spin off
hot
into
shot.
space?
But what if the paper starts, floating in a weird direction that you're not prepared for while you're trying to fold it?
Home of the $1 Million Frog.
Totes Recall.
Welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie we don't remember very well. We watch that movie and eat space pizza and then watch the movie and then talk about it
There you
again.
go. Good.
I already forgot what I had already said.
Yep.
My name is Dan.
Molly?
I'm also Dan.
And Beth.
And our movie is Star Wars.
Yeah.
Episode 4, the first one, A New Hope.
Yes. Journey to the stars. Rock and roll guitars.
That's not in it.
That's a song by April Wine, classic Canadian rock band.
In honor of episode
7
coming out
sometime around this time
very soon.
or before.
Possibly today.
Today.
Is that how this works? I don't even know. I actually don't know when that episode's coming out.
We'll see. It's the future.
Right.
Maybe it'll get canceled.
Wouldn't that be? Oh my God, that'd be
Episode
amazing.
7. And
Yeah.
instead people will have
What
to
an
listen to this
incredible
episode.
troll.
J.J. Abrams is just like, I didn't make a movie after all. I just made a trailer. Black people in it, so you guys will be mad. And
Right.
we'll flush out all the racists.
Yeah. And then Disney is like, that was our plan all along.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, previously known as simply Star Wars, because not everything was already a franchise back in the 70s.
It's true.
So it was in the 70s. What year do we think?
Ooh, boy.
I know one of the original 3 came out the year my brother was born in 1978.
Okay.
It definitely wasn't the third one.
Right.
Yeah, no. Third one came out when I would have had the opportunity to fall in love with Ewoks.
Aha.
Yeah.
So
I think this one is not the 78. I'm going to go 75.
Ooh.
I'm going to say 76.
I'm going to say 77.
I think I know the answer to it.
So just
Because
say
I
it and
saw
be
it.
right.
Well, because I think I saw it on the box, but I think it's 77.
Oh. Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
77.
If I'm
I wonder
wrong,
if I'm wrong about
that's
78
hilarious.
completely.
Oh,
Because I
maybe.
thought my mom had said, oh, you saw this movie, but you were in utero
Right.
to my brother.
Well, maybe
That
they
would've
went
been
to see it.
77.
Maybe they saw it later.
Oh, yeah.
But in the theater.
Well, second round. It was
Well,
very popular.
When in 78 was he born?
October.
Okay, so that's 10 months, so it would have had to be.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Math.
Is he really your brother?
Maybe he's my father. Not in this
Spoiler.
movie.
Not in this movie at all.
Spoilers
Spoilers for a franchise several decades old.
Yeah. I saw this movie, I don't know, I'm sure my dad showed
Oh,
it to
man.
me at some point. It was like, hey, check out this movie. It's the greatest movie of all time. And everybody thinks so. And we watched it, and I probably liked it because these movies are good for kids.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like there's some chance that I saw the whichever the one with the Ewoks was.
The third
Third
one.
one.
Not
The
this
sixth
one.
one.
The sixth
Return of the
Jedi.
Oh, episode 6.
episode
The third one.
6.
Correct. Look, it's not my fault. I didn't do it that way.
It's so dumb.
So that one I'm pretty sure I saw in a theater situation, and then I worked my way backwards.
Sure.
So it would have been many years. I remember being really scared by The Empire Strikes Back, and then my big memory. Okay, is this the one where Darth Vader's helmet comes off and he's
No.
all slimy underneath?
No.
That's the third one.
That's like
What do you mean he's
that's
slimy?
like almost the end of all three of them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I remember.
That's like the big conclusion, like the entire
It's like, oh,
series.
it's not James Earl Jones after all.
Oh, is
That's the
Yoda
big
in this
reveal.
one?
No.
Really?
What?
Guys.
At all? Ooh.
Oh, this Bummertown. Let's watch
We should.
different movie.
I feel like we
No,
should
we'll get
preface
there, yeah.
this whole episode with we're not huge Star Wars fans, right?
I like Star Wars.
We like Star Wars, but there's
Yeah.
people who are like obsessed with it,
Yeah.
and they're going to be mad at this
Oh,
episode.
are
Oh
I'm
yeah,
so
I thought that's why
angry.
we were doing it.
Okay, good.
Somebody has probably already turned it off since we didn't know the year it came
Yeah.
out.
I just want people to
Are
know
you kidding me?
all episodes, but especially this one,
Yeah.
we don't pretend like we know what we're talking about.
Right.
I guess that's the entire
Yeah.
premise of our
Well,
podcast.
and this episode is the absolute favorite of my 11-year-old nephew.
Episode
Okay.
4?
So- Yes.
the first one?
Weird.
Yeah. He's not into the Phantom Menace.
Well, good,
Well-
but that's fine.
But kids of nowadays do really like those prequels.
Yeah.
Because they're just goofball.
And they're
movies.
fun and colorful.
Yeah.
I get it. If I was 6 when, like, the second one came out and there were a bunch of bugs or whatever.
It's just like a funny duck creature flapping his ears.
All
I
the
mean,
most recent movies are like as exciting as a mortgage payment, right? Like there's a council that meets and there's a lot of like
Yeah.
Oh,
laws
yeah, I
that are
forgot
being
about all
it's
that
super
stuff.
boring.
there's a
Except
dude
I-
with face spikes who's got a
Yeah.
double
But they kill
lightsaber.
him.
Guys, we're talking about the wrong. We're talking about the wrong trilogy, let alone the wrong movie.
All right, this movie.
I
starts-
saw the movie.
Oh, right.
That's fine. No, let's just alienate the other half of the podcast, you guys. Now that Molly and Dan have said their piece.
Go ahead, Dan.
I saw this movie sometime. I actually don't know if I saw this first. I might have worked backwards like Molly did because I watched these movies a ton when I was a kid, but I watched this one the least because I think it was the least. It just had the. It didn't. It. I don't remember if it's just not as good. It probably isn't. But it just lacked a lot of the like fun elements of later movies.
I don't think it's as flashy.
Yeah. Well,
is Jabba the Hutt in this
no.
one? Gosh.
Really?
No.
that's not. Well, if you.
Well,
Oh, right.
Right.
We also should say
This is original cut.
we're watching.
Wait, then I can tell you where I got mine.
Oh, go
Okay.
ahead, Beth.
Oh, wait, did I? You want to finish saying when you watched yours?
I think I pretty much just said like vague childhood.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Really
We're watching tonight on a VCR with my VHS tape version of Star Wars, which I got, I believe, as a gift when my brother was born.
Wow.
My dad took me to the movie store, and he was like, you can get a movie. And he's like, you would like this one. And that was like my movie that I got.
Pick out any movie you want, especially this one. All right, and we're done.
Especially this one that I would probably watch with you.
But then I did love it.
Oh,
Aw.
Yeah.
good. Did you ever watch the other two movies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But this one I've seen a lot, I think many more times than
Yeah.
the other ones.
That's fascinating to me.
But I always thought Princess Leia was really cool because she was like a lady who fought.
Sassy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like the.
Yeah, she's sassy.
She's great.
Yeah.
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 She stands up to Darth Vader.
She stands up
Yeah.
to everybody.
Yep.
It's kick ass.
Yeah, I wonder if people understand what a very literal influence that is on girls, or at least it was for me. Like, even watching Voltron, the fact
Okay.
that there was a princess character, was one of the characters, was what hooked me into that. And it was, I wanted to be princess character because she was a
Did
fighter.
the princess in Voltron have a Voltron?
Yeah, she's one
Oh,
of the.
okay. Were they all royalty?
components. No.
Okay. She just
No.
happened to be royalty.
She just happened to be a
Gotcha.
princess who wore pink
Cool.
and was a fighter. And I
had a
don't remember if
robot.
she was very good at it.
Well,
But yeah, that was really important. So yeah, Princess Leia was way better than that.
How much of that does she give up with sexy slave Leia happening?
That's kind of a bummer, right?
there's a whole.
Like, go ahead.
Oh no! I mean, I was just gonna play devil's advocate, but
Oh,
Feel
you were
free
going to
to-
interrupt Beth in order to be devil's advocate
Yeah.
for why that's not sexist?
no,
Okay,
I'm
awesome.
not saying it's not sexist. Just never mind.
No, I think like, yeah, she's kind of BA in the first one, and then the like sexy outfit is the second one.
Third one,
That's the third one.
Yeah.
What happened to
Really?
the second one?
guys. The second one's the best one.
The Empire Strikes Back.
It strikes back hard.
Oh, if you guys would have asked me just now which order it went in, Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I
You
went
think
to
it
the
ends with striking back?
Ooh, that'd
Yeah.
be a downer.
That would be like
of
the
it.
The
Empire-
Jedi returns in the second one.
And then he gets
then
struck on?
He gets he gets struck on.
Right.
And then the third one, the Empire Strikes Back.
That's insane. That's like that'd be such a downer ending.
Doesn't that imply that the Empire wins?
Yeah.
No. It just means that they attempt to win. And
Well, they
then
attempt to
don't.
win in all three.
Yeah.
Well, point is, who cares?
Yeah, I can see that. I'll go with Beth on that.
Okay.
Thank you, Molly.
That the order that is
Is
right
incorrect?
is correct?
No, I can see why that would work.
Any of the I mean, really, like any of the titles to his movies could work, since like especially with the later trilogy, like they're so vague and like barely actually touch on what happens within the film.
I don't even remember episode 2 and 3's subtitle.
Right.
In Lord of the Rings, the king returns in the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just a point being made. Things can return.
But the point of
In
the
third
point of the
film.
title. All right, I'm going to actually get on the side of the nerds that already turned this off for this one. The reason the third one is called Return of the Jedi, Beth, is because Luke Skywalker at that point becomes a fully fledged Jedi by defeating the Emperor and bringing his father back to the light side of the Force. Therefore, balancing out whatever vague bullshit they said in the second one.
So in that case, the Return of the Jedi is the return of Darth Vader to his Jedi self.
It's kind of both, yeah. There's like a little layers
well,
to it.
because Luke Skywalker didn't go anywhere, did he? Or did he? Was that the whole point of the second movie? I don't know.
Yeah,
He goes to Swampland.
he hangs.
Well, that's where he trains,
Right,
right?
but
And
the
he
whole
learns
but
not
the
to-
conflict of the second one is that he leaves before his training is complete, so he's not technically a Jedi when
he's
he
a
leaves.
hothead.
He's just a hothead with a lightsaber.
So
Eating
it's like,
food of
But
that
none of that happens in the movie we're going to
All right.
watch.
Let's go back to
This is
New
my
Hope.
concern.
We open on,
Tatooine.
I think
Yeah.
so, or
Space.
on the ship.
Space.
No, space.
It was a big deal.
The big space shot.
Yeah, that's
takes
why it was like
forever.
a huge. That's why the first like cultural touchstone of the series was the first shot is that gigantic ass spaceship coming down your cinema screen and blowing people's minds.
Yeah.
This is the Death Star.
No,
No,
No.
this is a Star Destroyer.
sure, right?
Okay.
Oh, the
okay.
Death Star is under construction, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Does that happen in this movie?
it happens in
And-
2 movies.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe in the 7th one. It's a weird. Whatever.
Because that's when we see Leia.
Yes.
It's like the cold open of the movie.
Yes.
Is Leia.
Except that there's a whole expository crawl of words before this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Angle words.
Yes.
Angle words. Big deal, angle words.
Big deal.
Because Leia's like talking to R2D2.
Yep.
And is like,
Oh, you're my last hope.
help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
You're our only hope.
Yes.
Yeah, she basically uses R2 like a, I don't know, like a BlackBerry or something. Just like, I need to dictate a message.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Snapchatting Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's more like a Vine because it gets played over
Yeah,
and over
yeah,
again.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, well,
Right.
but can they play it again? Doesn't he, like, break?
It breaks, but that's not a function of the app.
Well, that's true. It's because he got
running.
filled with, he got full of sand and beat on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so cute.
R2.
And then she gives sass to Lord Vader.
Which is,
Yeah.
which we don't realize at the time, but once you watch the whole trilogy, that's super BA because he's supposed to be, like, the biggest bad motherfucker in the galaxy.
Yeah.
But then he destroys her home planet.
That is so
Yeah, I mean, he
sad.
definitely, like, strikes back, shall we say.
He just strikes.
But
And
he was
actually-
going to
Strikes
do
back
that.
in the third one.
Well, he doesn't even do it. It's the other guy
Yeah.
who's weirdly
Oh, that
more
weird
in charge in the
commander?
first movie.
The commander guy,
Emperor.
right?
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Is that the guy in
Wait,
Brown?
that is not a real name.
No,
Yeah,
he's like in
none
a
of them are real names.
Wait, the dude, the like.
In this movie, Vader has like a supervisor, and it's this dude. He's like the general admiral of the whole space
He's wearing a
fleet.
uniform.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's like head of the military.
In the first movie?
Yeah,
Oh, that's his boss?
kinda.
Well, he's like
'Cause-
not in the military.
He's like a weird. He's like if like.
Is Darth Vader then like the Secretary of State, a civilian?
It's
No,
sort of like if
Secretary
we,
of Defense.
Darth Vader is like if
Maybe like a vice
we.
president.
I think it's like if Darth Vader is like if the president of the United States like conscripted whatever the highest Catholic authority in the United States is into the government and just sort of like had them be like an active component into the running of society.
Sure.
Because Darth Vader is like sort of a weird religious warrior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of the Force.
He's like a crusader. It's like if someone like hired a crusader to like be in the upper echelons of your military / government.
But that's like letting the fox into the hen house,
Right.
am I right?
Church and state.
yeah.
Think about it.
I think there's even a
Palpatine.
line in this where he's like, I think there's even a line where sharp-featured boss. That's all I remember about his face.
His
Is amazing. It's
very
like, oh my
angular
god,
face.
He pretty much just like calls him out on that. It's just like you like follow a bunch of bullshit gobbledygook and it's dumb. I have lasers.
And then he space strangles him.
I think he threatens to space strangle somebody, yeah, or maybe he actually straight up strangles somebody.
He definitely strangles-
someone.
Does he do it in this one?
But he's
Ooh, I don't
it's
know.
a space strangle.
Oh,
Yes.
let's.
It is.
We should make some bets, right?
Yeah.
I bet that happens.
Space strangle happens in this one.
Yeah.
Because he definitely space
it's like
strangles
one
a
of the,
ton of
like-
dudes in the second one.
It's one of the, like, military guys.
Yeah.
They're in, like, a meeting.
Yeah.
Is this the garbage chute one?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, I
Really?
have seen this.
You found something fun,
Oh,
and you actually remember the movie,
That's the fun part of this movie.
Yeah.
right?
Because they're like, they have to rescue Leia.
Yeah.
Oh, because they get the message.
Yeah, and then she's sass about it, and it's great.
Yep.
She's total sex.
Well,
Total
okay.
sass.
But then, so after that first scene on the ship, then it cuts to Tatooine.
Yes.
Is that the name of the planet?
Yes.
Okay.
Good job.
And Luke is there with his aunt and uncle.
Yes, and he's a whiny baby.
yeah, he's a real turd.
He's a real turd at the beginning. It's actually kind of funny.
But then he's, like, friends with C3. I mean, he's not friends with them. But,
He buys them.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
They're his slaves.
Okay.
Well, they're like, it's like a used car lot for droids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they buy them from the Jawas.
Yeah.
Who I always thought were really cool.
Right? They've got like flashlight eyes.
Are those the
yes.
sand?
There's a lot of sand things.
Okay, great.
Yeah. They
Oh,
look-
is this the
They're
one
like
where
the
he
gu-
cuts open the animal for
No,
warmth?
that's the
No.
second
No.
one.
Oh, man.
This is like Batman again.
They have, like brown cloaks on and red glow
Yeah,
eyes.
they look
right?
kind of like that wizard guy from He-Man, except
Oh, Orko.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, I know that.
yeah.
Just want to say.
or, no, not a black wizard from Final Fantasy. 'Cause
Yeah.
They have a pointy hat.
Well, so does Orko.
Oh, but it's flopped over adorably.
Jawas don't. Java.
No, they wear
I think
hoods.
they have kind of like a pointed hood.
Sure. Anyway, Luke has. Yeah, they believe in the purity of the Tatooine races. And then Luke has like sort of a Marty McFly, Doc Brown relationship with Obi-Wan Kenobi, who is
Yes.
known as Ben Kenobi because he is hiding in exile, hiding his Jedi nature because Darth Vader is hunting, or, well, was hunting them down years ago, but now he's just like hanging out.
He's just like an old sand kook. Who
Yeah.
lives out
Yes.
in the
Sand.
sand.
He's a wisdom character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played by the delightful Alec Guinness.
Who regrets doing this movie.
Really?
Yes. Because
Wow.
he
That's amazing.
has an illustrious career.
He does. He's great.
He's dead now. He had an
Right.
illustrious career.
He was, is amazing actor.
And then, but then he like after he did this, like that's all anybody knew. It was like,
Right.
oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like, no, Bridge over the River Kwai.
Yeah, like look at all these great movies I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, that's what I heard.
That's a
I'm sure
bummer.
someone's either agreeing or disagreeing.
Okay, is this the movie where there's a scene where the stormtroopers are running through the hall and one of them hits his head?
Ooh, maybe.
Ooh,
Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
yeah.
Is
Goofs?
this one?
We talking goofs?
We're talking
Yeah.
goofs.
I think.
Well, it definitely
Maybe?
wouldn't be edited out, right? Because this is one of
No,
the originals.
this
So
is on VHS.
Can't
I would like
edit.
to make
Beth
a
is
Molly
very
bet.
excited about the
Oh, and we
Ooh.
never talked about how. So the reason that the VHS is exciting is because they updated the movie
Oh, right.
in like
97.
97, and they added a whole nother scene. So in that one,
Couple of scenes.
it has
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt.
Like a
Yeah.
really weirdly 90s CGI Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, I remember I saw that, went back because it re-released in the theaters, and we saw it and I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
And
It
then
was weird.
also, is this when they changed who shot first?
Yes.
The controversy
Yes.
of
Han
Han
Solo.
Solo or
Right.
Greedo shooting first.
So this VHS tape ostensibly should have the original, like, I guess, preferred version of Han just straight up murdering a dude.
Oh, is that what that debate is about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because when they redid it, it changed.
Because in the redo, like Greedo, the alien,
Oh, yeah.
shoots him and he like cocks his head and dodges the laser, and then it's just like, and then shoots him back.
yeah.
Oh.
First
But in
version.
this one, he has the Rogue's instinct to know that Greedo is holding a blaster under the table.
Yeah.
And shoots it
Okay.
first.
Shoots first.
Yeah, I've never understood that, and that makes sense because I never saw the
And
release.
the argument for why it's better that he shoots first,
Yeah.
I believe, is that it sets up a better arc for him where he goes at this rogue who would just straight up murder someone.
Yeah, like he's
Yeah.
an asshole.
Yeah, by the end of the trilogy, he's, I don't know, banging people's sisters. And
Well, but he's like
Well-
he's become an active official member of the Rebel
Sure.
Alliance. He has chosen. He's decided to take a side and take a stand.
yeah, instead of just murdering people in cantinas.
Yeah, instead of just hanging
Yeah.
out in dive bars and desert planets with his Wookiee friend.
Yeah. Oh, this has the cantina.
Yeah, right? Oh, amazing.
Another fact I heard about this that maybe is right or not is they've did the cantina and like George Lucas was sick or something about like he would not have approved for the music
Oh,
and it like slipped by him or something,
Huh.
and it was like, well, it's in there, but it's great, right?
yeah, it is great.
It's great.
Ooh, that's a real vague fact.
Yeah, it is.
What's the tweet at us?
Let's- What
Hashtag
with that
What with that cantina
song? This this movie and the whole trilogy, which is something that was severely lacking in the new trilogy, for at least for this man-child, is that the first trilogy's Muppet game is on point. There are some
Oh, sure.
grade A Muppets happening all over this thing.
Right, Mr.
Huh?
Guy? What's the...
Whoa!
Dan
For
was
the
just making
listener, yeah,
crab hands,
or something.
like some.
Who's the little... He's got a fun name. He's like a little rat. Maybe he's Jabba's
Yeah, you're thinking.
yeah.
friend in a different movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what's his name? It's got a fun name.
It doesn't matter. The point is, the best Muppet. I'll tell you why it doesn't matter, because the best Muppet and the best character in the entire trilogy. This is where I'll piss off the nerds. The best character in the entire trilogy is and Jabba's past in the third one, which is Max Rebo, the blue elephant playing the keyboard.
That is a great character.
But he is not in this movie. Again, this is the one I've watched the least because I think it's sorely lacking in a lot of the fun elements we remember about these.
I don't know. It's got the cantina. And
It's got
garbage
fun. I'm not
crusher.
saying it doesn't have fun stuff, and I hope to God it still has fun stuff. Because, like I said, I watched this one the least, but it has no Lando Calrissian, no Max Rebo, no Yoda.
No Boba Fett yet, right?
Correct.
Haha, I got one right.
Yeah.
Which one is the one where Han Solo is like in the
Second one.
Oh, second
That's
one.
the second one. Okay.
Yeah.
Carbonite.
Carbonite.
Yeah.
Cool.
This one is like this one is much more Luke centric in terms of like the actual narrative arc of the movie, because it's just sort of like, let's get this guy to a point where you can believe that he can actually accomplish all these things he's supposed to accomplish, since
Yeah.
he was just like a whiny teen on a desert planet at the beginning.
So jumping back to the story,
Yeah.
his Aunt and Uncle get murdered
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
because the Empire is trying to find R2-D2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's got the Snapchat Vine on it.
It's got and it's got the plans to the Death Star.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
got secret codes.
Oh.
Because Luke's off, like, sand play. He's off having a play date with Ben Kenobi, right?
I think
Or
so.
racing his
He like
scooter.
got grumpy because I think he had to go run an errand or something, and then like ran into Kenobi.
Does he,
Yes.
Right?
is this like Home Alone where he wishes his parents were dead?
Oh, probably.
I think he
parents
is
are
mad
dead.
at them. He like leaves
definitely mad at them.
angrily
Oh, yeah.
and then comes back and then they're like just like
Gone, burnt.
fried
Yeah,
skeletons.
yeah.
And then they go into a sand cave or something and train, right? Not really,
No.
but he has that visor thing on, and there's that like floating.
Oh,
That
the
is
ball, yeah.
later.
That's on the Millennium Falcon.
That's once they've already hired Han Solo
Yeah.
to get them off of Tatooine.
Oh, right. They go to the cantina because Obi-Wan's like, we gotta get out of here.
Oh, these are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, because he realizes like, oh, they're looking for this droid. We gotta get off. We gotta get out of Dodge.
Because I haven't understood the plot of this movie ever. Just now, I was like, oh, that's why they're looking.
All you
for the
really need to
droids.
know.
They're trying to
Darth
save
Vader
Leia.
bad.
Oh,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
at
that's
the
what I
end,
know.
they blow up the Death Star.
Yeah.
At the end of this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's why. And then the last two, they're fixing it.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh.
that makes sense.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
this
building
one
it.
They're
is
building
all-
another one.
Yeah.
This is the one where they wear like those like orange jumpsuits and they're in the like starfighters.
Yeah.
X-wing.
X-Wing. Do
Yes.
you want to watch The Last Starfighter instead?
I've never seen
It's too
Starfighters.
late, man.
That would be so good.
Is it?
Probably not. Probably
Yes.
good, though.
But I do remember the ending of this movie.
Yeah. It's iconic.
Yes.
Oh, when
like
they get the
The
medals.
Olympics.
Oh no! Well,
Like the
before
part where it
that-
blows up.
Well, the part where he
The blow-up part.
decides not to trust his instruments, but to trust his instinct.
Yeah.
Because this is just like on
AKA.
Tatooine, where he blows up sand rabbits or whatever.
Wampin.
The Force.
Sand rats.
The Force. He uses
Use
the Force
Yes.
Luke.
instead of technology.
Yeah.
Who's talking to him then? Obi-Wan? Dead
Yeah,
Obi-Wan?
Ghost Obi-Wan.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, in the third one, all the ghost people show up.
Oh, at the end.
Yeah.
That is not in this one.
No.
What this one does have, though, it's got the beginning of the wonderful rapport between the principal trio of cast members.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because you don't know yet that Luke and Leia are
you have-
related.
yeah, like this is like I feel like that's the strongest. I'm guessing as an adult watching this again, like I'm guessing that will be the strongest thing to me that I might enjoy more is like how fun those three actors are actually, like the chemistry between the three of them.
Yeah. So, how many keyboard playing elephants do
No,
you
that's
think
inappropriate. That's non-canonical for this movie.
Oh. How many lightsabers? Lightsabers is
How many?
boring.
How about how many?
Space strangles? No.
How many
Face
droid
angles.
Snapchats?
Yes.
Okay.
How many do you think you're going to give this?
Ooh,
Before we rate it,
yeah.
Oh,
does
Bechtel.
it pass the
Wallace.
Bechdel-Wallace test?
No.
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 My guess is 100% no, because I can think of two female
But
characters.
what
in
if
this
some of those
entire movie.
Muppets are females?
Well, but they're not
Yeah, how do
named,
you
and are
know?
they
Yeah,
having
that's
conversation?
Do they have to be? They have to be named in the movie, right?
Yeah.
You can't just know the name from the
Yeah.
vast nerd
Expanded
knowledge.
universe.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's not gonna.
I can
pass.
think of the aunt.
Right, and she only talks to her husband and Luke,
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Princess Leia.
who talks to every other character in the movie, which is a dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't I feel like this movie might be like one of the movies where they talk about how it never passes. You
Yeah.
know, like when they're explaining the Bechdel
Right.
Wallace test. It's
Right.
like none of the Lord of the Rings movies or the Star Wars. I
Right.
feel like it's probably in there.
Yeah.
So I'm also going to say no.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
No.
Are there even? Oh, the aunt is named, right?
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah. I
Uncle
think so.
Bill
Aunt.
and Aunt Frida.
Uncle
Joe
Owen.
Aunt Barbara.
I want to say Owen's
And-
Joe. It's not Joe.
Owen.
Noah.
Owen
Owen?
Yeah.
Uncle Owen?
and something.
Aunt
Aunt.
Margaret.
Oh, how terrible is that we can remember the uncle's name and not the
Because he
aunt?
probably says it more.
Oh. Uncle Ben? Nope.
Nope.
That's Spider-Man.
And Rice?
And Rice.
Yeah.
All right.
Aunt.
How
Who
many
cares?
Snapchat? Did we ever get an answer out of you, David?
No, because
No,
Beth
I-
interrupted me.
To
Talk
talk
about
about,
some woman
women.
stuff.
Yeah. Beth and I are like the light and dark side of the patriarchy tonight.
Oh.
Wow. Oh man, I'm really worried that the reason I didn't watch this one as much is because it just really creaks along. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's just like a weaker movie.
So you're worried the pace is going to be...
I'm just worried like I will just be like, because like I have encountered multiple people, like, multiple adults who never got into it when they were kids, including my wife, who then watched them just like, these are dumb. Why do people care so much about these? And I'm wondering, and I think this is probably the one that's most likely to cause that reaction, because I think it is like, yeah, like it's a little loosey-gooseier because they had less money. They were just kind of just a shot in the dark. Like, I don't know, maybe someone would enjoy this movie, you know? Whereas the other two, they're like more confident because people loved the first movie and they're like, let's go crazy and put a bunch of Muppets and ships and crazy whatever. And I think they aren't as good at acting at this point because they're all youngsters.
Okay. So what number
Oh,
is
right.
that?
Oh, boy. I'm going to say a safe 3 with the hopes that my nostalgic...
A New Hope.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, hopefully, like my nostalgic joy from these movies will bleed into that and bump it up, and it won't matter how shitty any elements of the movie are, because that's certainly how it worked when I was a kid.
What about you, Beth?
I'm going to say 4 because I think I'm going to really enjoy it. It's a fun movie. It's probably not my favorite movie, so no 5s.
Great. Dan?
I remember as a kid liking Ewok one the best
Oh, really?
Yeah.
because they were fun Ewoks.
Interesting.
Well, and everybody like shits on the Ewoks, but it's like, hey, they're fun teddy bears.
Yeah.
Everybody get behind that. Anyway, that's not this movie.
We got Jawas.
There's Jawas. I like the Jawas.
Okay.
I like small things. I think I'm also going to say a 4.
Okay.
I like space movies.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. To a very large degree. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna like it. I think both. It's gonna be fun, and I'll be like, oh yeah, Star Wars. I
Right.
can see why people like these movies.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to give it 4. A confident 4.
Okay.
Because I think nostalgia will come in and fill in some of the gaps. And I just really like Princess Leia. And I feel like that's going to carry me
Yeah.
Are
pretty
you
far
gonna
in
be
this.
bummed out that a huge part of the plot is a bunch of men saving her?
Yes.
But
But I think she ends up saving them.
she becomes
right? She's
With
an
the
integral
power
part
of
of getting
love?
out of that
no.
space.
She's like that's like part of the fun of this whole movie is that like it has this like conventional trope like, oh, we have to rescue the princess or whatever, but then when they actually find her, she's not grateful at all. She's just like incredibly mean to them. It's like, let's get the fuck out of here and like takes control, and it's great.
Yeah.
I am very curious. I think I'm gonna like Leia. Like I always liked all the characters, but I think I'm gonna like her way more now. Because when I was a kid, I was just like, fuck yeah, Han Solo flying a ship, shooting a blaster, friends with a giant teddy bear. And like I still think he's gonna be awesome. But like now, as like an adult feminist, I like appreciate what's going on with Leia's character more.
Yeah.
So I think I'll enjoy all of her sass on a different level than I did as a kid.
I'm for that.
Yeah.
And with that, we are going to hit pause and go watch Star Wars, and we'll be right back.
Space pizza.
And we're back. We just watched 2 hours and 1 minute of the most delightful, most exciting, most wonderful Star Wars. Yes.
A New
Episode
Hope.
4.
A New Hope.
Episode
Episode Hope.
4, the first one.
Episode Hope.
Episode Hope. The first Star
New
Wars.
episode. Not a new episode. The
Episode.
first episode.
The oldest episode.
Episode 4, the first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Star Wars. Wars in the Stars.
Yes. Did he... So he... Knew, he has 9, right? Like in his brain when he made this, he was like, "I have 9 basic movies."
The
I want."
the 9 number came out after he'd made a shit ton of money on the first 3.
Oh.
And he sort of blew smoke up everybody's ass. Like I think he had some idea of making the 1 through 3.
Sure.
But then I think the 9 was just sort of like, yeah, sure, you know?
Yeah, I'll make
Isn't that
all
kind
the
of what's
money.
happening with Harry Potter right now?
Harry Potter.
Oh, where she was like, let me also write.
Did you just correct the pronunciation of Harry
No,
Potter?
I just that
You're
video,
a
that,
wizard, Harry.
That puppet video just popped in my brain.
Harry
Puppet
Potter,
video?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
What the hell are you talking about?
Snape. Severus Snape.
What is happening?
We have never gotten off track this quickly before.
Beth knows what I'm talking about.
Okay,
We'll link
put it in the
newsletter.
newsletter. Subscribe to our newsletter, by the way.
Totesrecall.com, and
Right.
then you can figure out where to actually sign up.
There's a little button on the right side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, Star Wars: A New Hope,
Star Wars: A New Hope.
1977.
Nailed it, right? Did I say that?
I forgot who said what.
Come
2 people
on.
said
No,
77.
I wrote down. I was 76. Dan was 77.
Okay.
I saw you write it down wrong, but I
Boom, 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 boom.
figured we'd
boom.
deal with it later.
Good job.
The
So
force is strong in this one.
none of these movies would have debuted when my mom was pregnant.
But
with
maybe
my
they went to like a
brother.
second run.
That's possible. If they, I guess I didn't find the month for this, but it was like late in the year, and then she was at early stages. I don't know.
I think they re-released this in theaters pretty quick, so she might have just seen it the second time around with your brother inside of her.
Mom, tweet at us.
Yes.
At Totes Recall Pod.
When
Hashtag what would Dan's mom prego New Hope.
too much. Oh, too much.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think we got most of the plot.
Yeah, there
Ooh,
was
yeah.
space strangling.
Yeah, there was.
As we
But
predicted.
there was also real strangling in space,
Yeah.
which
We said both.
we were talking about just magic strangling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I was just talking about magic
Just
strangling.
yeah, me too.
I didn't realize that there was a real
Me
strangle.
neither.
But there is.
But
The
I guess that
first strangle is real.
That was like a teaser where you're like, this dude chokes people all the time.
He can lift a dude up with one hand.
But then you're like, oh, he's so strong. But then half of the movie, it's like, oh, he actually has these real magic crazy powers. And that's when you first see the power of the dark side or whatever.
Yeah. Or the power at all. Is that our first glimpse of the Force?
Well, when did Obi-Wan do his creepy in the car thing like, these aren't the droids you're looking for?
I think that was
I'm
later.
going to hide in my hood and just sort of gesture. Maybe that's the first part we see.
Yeah.
But that was the first time we
I
saw
just
it
want to
used
say
for,
we
like...
just saw this movie.
But so much happens in the
But 2
last, like...
hours ago, that's
and
all
so
you
much happens in the last 15 minutes where it's just like, lasers, 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 pew, 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 pew. And that's the part you remember, because it's awesome.
Not at what point Vader force strangles someone.
Yeah. Especially because it happens like 18 times in the second one, so it's all a blur.
Yeah.
Well, like, okay, speaking of the Force, I did not realize until this viewing of it how, like, religious that is. Like, there are people who, like, Han doesn't even believe that the Force exists.
Yeah, he's a straight-up Force atheist.
Yeah. Which I had never put together before. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Joseph Campbell has a whole thing about this particular story and how it is part of the hero myth.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Or
Well,
you just
no,
want...
he does. I don't.
Oh, you're saying go check
okay.
You should
check
go
your local
it out.
library?
Check hashtag.
But specifically like mystic power hero or what?
Yes.
Or you just mean like the journey of like coming from nothing and finding your obstacles and
Yes.
check your local library. Joseph Campbell.
Joseph Campbell, writer.
Yes. And professor, I think, maybe.
Probably. Seems like it.
Yeah, but Lucas, very, like he doesn't cop, like he cops to just being like, yeah, that's exactly what I did, because that's easy to write a story that way.
But then, sure, but then it was very weird to me. And one of the things that was most, I mean, there was so much that was disappointing about Phantom Menace, but one of them was the whole mitochondria and the ability
right?
to just measure the blood of
Weird.
a person to see if they had the Force. I felt like it undermined everything he had built.
Yeah, like all the mysticism was taken away. It was like, oh, there's just a little like, I can just take a blood sample, and it's like checking your glucose levels.
Yeah, and it would seem like that would impact a lot of things.
Right.
You know, that would
Ooh.
become a...
How about this? Maybe if we're trying to justify those interesting choices, maybe what happened is after the Jedi Order was decimated by Darth Vader, as is described in this movie that we just watched, maybe the more scientific elements were sort of like slipped under the rug, because now Vader was the last, like, you know, manifestation of this whole power, so they wanted to make it seem as, like, creepy and mysterious as possible. So they just... This is literally all I did when these movies came out. When the prequels came out, I just, like, my brain desperately tried to make sense of all of them.
Post-apocalyptic, like, Dark Ages, all after the Renaissance.
But,
all,
like, deliberate
education,
propaganda. Yeah.
to weaken its hold by just being like, oh, it's just as weird old mysticism.
Yeah, but then he can come in with the choke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getcha.
Yeah. Classic gotcha journalism.
Of Force choking dudes. He's still pretty cool.
Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great entrance.
Can we talk about that entrance and I guess the entire beginning of the movie? Because, like, I realized this time, one, because I haven't seen, this is the one, I've definitely not seen this one in the longest amount of time.
Yeah. We didn't really talk about when we had seen this movie last, just the first
Oh,
time.
boy.
Because I don't think I've seen it
I can't remember.
as an adult.
Yeah.
even.
I saw it probably, I'm sure in college at one point, my buddies and I just, like, sat around and watched all three of them.
I've watched AFI's 100 Top Films NBD.
Is this on there?
And this is on there.
Oh.
I don't remember what number it is.
Are all
It's
of
like
them on
70
there?
something. Nope, just New Hope.
Because this was, like, it was a harbinger of spectacle
Sure.
and whatever.
Sure.
But because of that, though, like, it was so weird watching it. Because, like, when you watch it now, like, you've seen the movies, you've got the context, you're like, oh, sure, C-3PO, Darth Vader. Like, you know exactly who they are, what they're doing. But if you imagine seeing this when it first came out with no context, that opening is insane. No humans talk for like 8 minutes. It's just like the plastic gold
Yeah.
man and his beeping friend are the only speaking characters.
Yeah, they pull you into the movie with robots.
Yeah, and then like Leia doesn't even talk at first. She just like slips into it like in the hallway, and then just some weird samurai robot shows up, and we're just supposed to go with it.
Yeah, it was really hard for me to separate, like, to watch this movie as a movie and not
Yeah.
as Star Wars.
Right?
Like, the cultural impact is bigger than
Yeah.
the movie itself.
Which is also why I think we look over a lot of its blemishes, because it is like a very weirdly paced movie, and like the dialogue is sometimes pretty bad,
Yeah,
but it's still fun.
I was some of the deliveries, like the acting is not
Yeah.
great.
Except for Harrison Ford.
And that Guinness, come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
So creepy. Yeah, I brought this up while we were watching it, but Jaquette's mention of him being a sand kook, I could not get that out of my head, and it like completely affected my reaction to his entire performance. Because any emotion he showed in his face, I was like, ugh. Because he got kind of silly at one point. He's just like, oh, you should come with me to Alderaan. I'll show you a good time.
You're a weird uncle that's single and you don't know why.
Like, he actually plays up the creepiness more than I remembered. Because, like, they present him as, like, oh, he's just some weirdo in this desert. But then he actually kind of acts like one for most of the movie.
Well, he's been hiding out alone.
That's true. He's probably got some
Like, what does he do all day before Luke shows up?
bullseye swamp rats, I guess.
That's what Luke's doing. Is he bullseye and swamp?
No, he's
Rats?
probably just taking a nap.
Yeah.
Or, like, meditating.
Tinkering on his lightsaber.
Ooh, yeah. Or, like, opening the chest with Luke's dad's lightsaber in it and just being like, I should really just walk over there and hand it to him.
Yeah,
Like,
he's right over there.
I know where he lives.
I feel like all of the characters were different than what I thought they were watching it this time. Like, Luke, as we mentioned in the first half, is super whiny. I did not realize how whiny
He's
he was
super
until
turd.
I was like,
Yeah.
you're the worst. Because I used to prefer him over Han Solo.
Sure.
And then watching it this time, I'm like, oh, Han Solo's
All the way,
hilarious.
right? Yeah.
He's like making jokes and like whatever. It's Harrison Ford. But then Leia is even more BA than I thought
She's
she was.
great.
I was picturing there's that one scene where the bridge is out, and so Luke and Leia have to get across the
With
bridge.
the grapple hook?
Yeah, and in my head he's like, I'll save you, and like brings her across. But she takes the gun and is like has got his back that whole time. So it's more of a teamwork situation than it is like a dude saving.
Yeah, I remember it the same way as you did. I remember it as him just like grabbing her around the waist and being like, let's go. And
Yeah.
then I remember like kissing her for luck or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's it. And I didn't remember that she actually was just like, just here, and just started shooting
Yeah.
while he dealt with his weird Batman hook.
Well, and she takes over her own rescue.
Oh, it was great. That was so good.
Pretty excellent.
Yeah, I remember being a little annoyed by Leia when I was a kid.
Sure.
Well,
Well, you'd been infected with patriarchal thoughts since you were born.
Girls are gross, so
Yep.
they shouldn't express opinion and whatever. But yeah, I really enjoyed her. She's, as we said, super sassy.
Yes.
And yeah, really takes charge. I mean, it makes sense though. Like she is an executive for all purposes, right?
Right.
She's an ambassador and a princess, and it doesn't seem like in a it's like a real role as princess. Is my
Yeah.
perception. It's
Yeah.
not like the Queen of England. I guess she does
Yeah.
stuff, but you know,
Well, she was like, yeah, she's a princess.
like she's a working monarch.
Yeah, she's like of the royal family of the planet Alderaan, and then she also said she was in the Senate, which means she's like an active legislative figure in galactic politics.
Yeah.
But then she's also secretly one of the major players in the rebellion.
Yeah, she's wearing a lot of hats.
A lot of hats.
And they got to be big hats too.
Hold that hair?
It's a lot of hair.
Oh man.
There was so much disappointment among young girls who could not get their hair to do that.
I can imagine, yeah.
And I remember my mom finally just saying, you know, honey, it's a wig.
Was
And
that a
it
big
was
moment?
both crushing and like really made me feel better.
Yeah, kind of validating in a way. It's like
Yeah,
it's not my fault.
It's not my fault
Yeah.
that my hair just won't do this
She uses
amazing
space
thing.
magic.
Yeah. Ooh. Because she's force sensitive, because she's actually Darth Vader's other child, which we don't know about either of his children.
Isn't that creepy? So he doesn't realize she's his daughter until later, right?
Yeah.
Because he almost kills her twice.
Yeah.
Although he's pretty evil.
Right, he could just be like, I don't know.
He might have done it anyway.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't know. I think they sort of. I think in the second one they straight up, or in the third one, at some point when Luke actually knows that he's his dad, I think they straight up say like, "Oh, we just took you and hid you so that he wouldn't know you were around." So I don't think he knows who either of them are, but maybe he senses.
But he does
something.
sense it because one
Yeah.
time when he's flying,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's Empire Strikes Back.
I don't know. There was definitely a couple moments that, like, with the context of the next movies, it seemed like Lucas had that idea in his head already. Because, like, there's a couple lines that Luke's uncle says that are very, like, foreshadowy about his dad. And then there's a very, excellent, classically trained actor, Alec Guinness' facial reaction when Luke asked him about his dad. I can't remember what exactly the line was, but he had a very like, "Ooh, how do I answer
handle
this gracefully or whatever?" And
Yeah.
with that context, from the later movies, it's like, oh, good for them for actually. Maybe he just like told Alec Guinness that before, and Alec is just like, fine, whatever.
I've got a secret for you, Alec. Vader is really his father. I don't care.
Man, the sound design in this movie
So good.
was amazing.
Yeah.
And I think, as you guys may have noticed, I really felt for R2-D2.
We're supposed to, we're designed to, right? Like, he's
Man.
he's a
so
scrapper.
lovable.
He's kind of like, I was thinking about it, he is sort of like the animal character
Yes, absolutely.
in this movie, right?
He's the Abu, if you will.
Oh, the monkey from
Yeah.
Aladdin?
Or the, I guess the monkey from most movies, actually.
But like his speech is limited to our ears.
Yeah.
And he just sort of like scampers around and
Yeah.
like helps out. But
Very
he's,
emotive.
he's doing his own thing all the time.
Yeah.
R2-D2 is another character that is different than what I thought he was. Because
How so?
because I did look at him as kind of like a fun, like, animal-like character. But really, he's like super... He has a mission to bring that message to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
And he, like... The message shows, and he's like, "Oh, if you take this thing off, then
Right?
then I can show you the whole message." And then he turns it off, and then he's like, "What message?"
Yeah.
Like he's
He's
very
sneaky.
he's sneaky.
Yeah.
Like he's smart.
He's like he is actually more capable than Luke Skywalker for most of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Like, he and Leia, I think, are the most capable characters in most of the movies.
And also the sassiest.
Right?
R2,
So sassy.
it's implied he's always given sass to
Yeah,
C-3PO.
super sassy.
Oh, and I never realized
how-
what a sad sack C-3PO
Yeah,
is.
that was my reaction too. Like, watching it this time as a grown, I'm like, oh, he's like legitimately just depressed. Like, he has like serious anxiety issues.
Yeah, he's a mess.
He's a mess.
Which I think is really... it's funny that a robot is such a mess. And then I was watching it again, like thinking how C-3PO is a sentient machine, right? He's an
Yeah.
android. And then they get captured by Jawas, who are essentially robot slavers.
Yeah.
Like, and it's pretty dark inside the ship, both lighting-wise, but also, like, it's like a slum in there with,
Yeah.
like, robots, like, half broken,
Yeah.
just, like, walking around, like,
Just sad.
waiting to be sold.
There was that one,
so
the
we can
one,
be owned
yeah,
by
the one
white
that
man.
looked like a garbage can. It was like the polar bear at the zoo, where it's just
Yeah.
like it's just going back
yeah.
and forth in its habitat.
It was very
It's
sad.
really
And they
sad.
attach those little trackers on
Right?
it so they can't get away, I guess.
Do you think? But I mean, I guess that's how. Like, they're tools, though, right? Like, that's how you'd have to buy them.
Do we have to have
I'm
this
just saying.
conversation?
I'm just saying, like, within the context of the people of that world, like, they were built to do something, right?
Sure, that was their perception of them.
What I'm saying is, like, how else would you find a droid? Like, do you think there's some? Okay,
At like a place where like the droid wants to
like
be.
a temp agency.
Like like a temp
Okay,
agency.
yeah, okay.
Like those droids were like picked up off the street.
Yeah,
and
well, I
then
know. I'm not
put
saying
in
it was. I'm not saying it was 100% above board.
Yeah. Oh, it's also made me. This is an interesting thing I learned recently related to this.
Ooh,
You remember like old cartoons where everybody was running away from the dog catcher?
yeah.
You know, I guess back in the day, dog catchers didn't like work for the city to return your dog. They were scooping up loose animals to sell for medical research
Oh,
because medical research paid big bucks,
Yeah.
and there was nothing preventing you from stealing a dog and selling it.
right.
Whoa.
Until laws came about in like the 60s or 70s.
Wow.
And so the Jawas were kind of like dog catchers in that
Yeah.
sense. Like, oh, there's a droid. It's ours now, and I'm
Yeah.
going to go sell it. Even though it's like got free will and belonged to someone else.
right?
3 different people.
I mean, it's pretty well established that the planet of Tatooine is like just a pretty shady slum to begin with.
It's pretty lawless.
Yeah,
Also, how good a business are those Jawas doing? I feel like there's like moisture farms.
yeah.
And maybe not that many. The
Yeah.
same people who are not buying robots.
No, they're just scavengers and raiders, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can that land ship go into the sky?
No, no
Are they just
way.
making a stop?
No way. They live there.
Who else are they selling robots
It's
to?
a big planet.
I don't know. I guess there's cities, right? They go,
Yeah,
They're
they're
like,
like-
in the fields.
They're like traveling
in the
merchants,
country,
I think. Yeah.
at a farm, a moisture farm,
Yeah.
which not really sure what a moisture farm is.
I think you collect the moisture in the
Like water?
air or ground,
Yeah.
and then sell it for people to drink and keep plants alive.
So it's just a water plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, like, you're doing the work of finding water on that hellscape of a planet for other people.
All right.
I think is what's going on.
Fair
Yeah.
I
enough.
guess it makes sense you would pick a planet like that to hide out in.
Yeah, right? Well, because, like, Vader's got swagger in this movie. Like, he's not going to go to some piece of shit desert planet on the edge of the galaxy for any reason.
Yeah. Tatooine's awful.
It's really bad.
And then, darker than I remember, to have his aunt and uncle just be burned husks, like, out in front
Like,
of
out
us.
in the open!
I remember
Yeah.
that clearly.
No, and you said
Yeah.
it. You said burned skeletons, and I was like, oh, well, sure.
Yeah, I just remembered,
There.
like, smoke coming out of their house and him being like, oh, no!
They are
They're just right there.
burned.
Ooh,
Yeah.
rough.
Terrible.
But
That-
as Molly pointed out, you see the moment where he all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden goes from not caring about anything really to being like, I have a purpose
Right.
now.
Yeah, he does some good face
I'm going to
acting.
follow
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan. Yeah. Yeah, Hamill gets a bad rap sometimes, but he was just really young back then. But he's a decent actor
Yeah.
when you give him the right stuff.
Yeah.
He's the best Joker ever.
Great voice of the Joker, yeah. Does a good job in the Wing Commander video games.
Okay.
There's a lot of live action
Sure.
cutscenes in the Wing Commander
Attaboy.
video games.
Oh, boy.
Boy, indeed. We saw the scene where the stormtrooper hit his head on the door
Oh,
frame.
so good.
Delightful. I could have watched that over and
Me
over.
too.
Which I'm sure there's a looping GIF.
Oh,
that
I
can-
bet
yeah.
there is. Yeah, and I, when it came up, like, I thought that it was just going to be like, oh, he just grazed his head, haha, like, he just didn't quite see, or, like, they didn't quite realize where the door ended. But, like, it is a straight up just, like, smack dead center of the forehead. Like, that
Oh, and
dude
the sound,
stopped.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can hear it.
You can hear it, like, plunk,
Yeah.
and he just stops moving. Not like he falls down, but he just, like, stops walking forward with the rest of the
Actually, a
extras.
pretty incredible recovery. And if you're not absolutely looking for it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never saw it before.
No, I have never seen it watching the movie before. I recently had heard about it.
Yeah.
But it is like when you're looking for it,
it's-
it's super obvious.
yeah.
Like he slams his head
It's
against and it's like
bad.
loud.
Like, they might have had to stop tape and be like, holy shit, are you okay?
But we're gonna use that take.
Absolutely.
We can't have you march out the door again.
Hey, honestly, that might have been where they were at with that movie. Like, they probably were just like, well, we spent all that money on the Muppets.
Do you think no one noticed it when they were filming?
Well, the guy had to have noticed it.
Yeah, but is he going to be like, oh, stop
Yeah,
filming,
right. Like,
me,
he's just
this
a,
extra in a
like,
suit,
yeah, he's just like a
screwed
per
up your
diem
shot.
guy in a stormtrooper costume.
I mean, I don't know. I think they were just like, it was a fine shot. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I get the impression that this. I mean, you can even tell, like, if you watch the next two movies, like, this one, like, definitely looks more just like cobbled together. Just like, this is insane, and they could pull our funding at any time because this is the most bonkers thing anyone's ever seen at this point.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine what it was like to watch this movie without knowing all space movies. All the
Yeah,
time,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
Or even just to watch it without the sound and light effects.
Oh my god.
It must have come
awful.
across as
Just awful.
just
Just cheesy
because,
garbage.
yeah, that lightsaber fight is absolutely amazing. I guess you don't call it a fight; you would call it a
A duel.
duel. Is absolutely incredible, but it's all because of the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the sound, you would just see, like, Alchemist be like, eh.
Choreography is literally
All right.
like right. It's
Yeah.
now the
Left.
lightsaber's to the right. Now it's to the left.
Yeah.
Right.
Although Guinness pulled in a
Upside
little spin move at one point,
Ah.
which I did not remember. We jumped so far ahead. Can we talk about Muppet Central, the cantina on Mos Eisley?
Yeah.
Because that was
Great.
just as great, if not better, than I remembered
It was still good.
So good.
All those aliens look great.
so weird. They're all so bonkers looking.
What a fun time they must have had
Right?
making all those. Like, oh, how about this one looks like a weird tapeworm
Yeah,
face.
like how great must that have been for the creature people, the people who actually built them, when Lucas was like, just make them, like, just do whatever you want. Like, they don't have to be like weird little big-headed gray men. Like, just go nuts.
Well, probably they recycled things they already had started.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
I mean, how else do you end up with a shark head? That was the coolest.
Shark head.
Shark head.
It was like a hammerhead that you just bent its neck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That one's great.
that was the
Is that the one you were
tapeworm
talking
I
about?
was talking
Tapeworm?
Oh,
Yeah.
tapeworm.
That's clearly
Yeah.
the best one.
Those things are great.
Is
Well,
that you guys' both your favorite one?
Well, okay.
that's tough.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
There's the guy with the butt for a face.
Okay, that's what, I was just going to ask about that guy because they have to know that his face looks
I think
like a
it was
butt,
supposed to
right?
look more, I think it was supposed to be more indicative of like an insect. Like if you look at like a fly
Yeah.
or
I thought
like
it
a
was kind of like
spider.
a walrus, but
Ooh,
with like
yeah. Like a-
fleshy tusks.
Yeah. Oh, you thought those
Butt
were tusks?
tusks.
Like you think they could like flip open?
Just that's what kind of looked like the.
I thought it was
teeth.
like just like a weird bud. But
I mean,
don't know.
butt cheeks could be flesh tusks.
that's true. Ooh. Yeah, I like where this is going.
I really liked the devil alien.
Yeah, it's just out of nowhere. That was
seems
definitely a
the
recycle.
weirdest.
That had to have been a recycle, right?
And also, he just like he cuts over and he's like obviously creeping.
Yeah.
Like everybody else is like
Do you
doing
think
a
he's-
thing.
Do you think he's looking for some strange in the cantina?
Maybe I'm sure you could find it. Maybe from Buttface.
Ooh, maybe. You think Buttface is a prostitute?
I don't know.
It's a rough and tumble town.
It is.
It's
What did he call it?
rough.
You said it like a million times when we were watching it.
Wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Where apparently, though, if you just lock the door, the stormtroopers
Yes.
will say, "Oh, the door's locked. Keep going."
Yeah.
Well,
Again,
they're
though.
clearing the block.
And again, like you got to remember, these are the guys who like this was their assignment. You know what I mean? Like there's a moon-sized space station that's gonna fuck shit up and be like the legendary station. Like you were on the Death Star, man, and they got sent to the edge of the galaxy. They're not gonna try that hard,
Yeah.
you know?
Looking for a couple of robots.
Yeah, right. That's like right. Like you're talking to your buddy, like, dude, we're gonna blow up a planet today. It's gonna be so cool. What are you doing? Oh, I gotta find some bucket with legs. I don't know. Like that's probably why they burned his aunt and uncle. They were just bored. They're bad dudes. I mean, some of them. I'm sure some of them were just trying to get a buck. You know?
Yeah. Are they? I mean, they're all clones,
Wait,
right?
yeah.
No, not anymore.
Not
What?
at this point.
No, you guys, come on.
Wasn't that the whole Clone Wars thing? They're
Yeah.
all Boba Fett.
They are.
No, they're
But Boba's also God. Fuck that movie. Okay, they're not clones anymore because that would be insane. Because then there wouldn't be a stormtrooper outfit that could fit Luke if he's shorter than most of the other stormtroopers.
Well, it didn't fit him well.
Yeah, but he was still like, you know.
But wait,
And they have
no.
different voices and
Is that
stuff.
their? Oh, yeah. Why do they?
Because they're not all clones anymore.
But they were at one point.
Yeah,
In like episode
2.
2.
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of
Even
the
though they attack no one, they actually defend a bunch of things.
And then
But
they're
whatever.
like, oh, that didn't work out. We'll just recruit normal people.
Well, probably what happened is they were just like, man, these guys are really annoying.
Oh man, the nerds are gonna be so mad.
I know. But no, they can't be clones anymore because, controversy, there is a black man holding one of the helmets in the new movie.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Well, okay. So you had
But that's
said
even
earlier
later.
that you had a problem with the Clone Wars cartoon.
Yeah.
I have a problem with you having a problem with it. It was
They're
a great
clones in it.
cartoon.
I'm not saying it didn't. Okay.
I got bored.
Thank you. My issue with it was the same issue I had with the prequel movies. Because sometimes they would introduce things where it's just like, if this is real, then why didn't that in any way come into play in the first movies? Because that should have been a game changer. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't care.
They looked cool.
They did look cool. Wait, which one are we talking about? The computer anime one that looked like the old Flash?
Oh, no. The one that Gendy did.
Oh, no, that one was awesome.
Okay.
I'm talking about the one that went on for like 8 years. With just like, oh, my tentacle apprentice has to go to the magic... Right?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one I got bored
Are we
with.
back on board?
Yeah, let's
okay.
get it.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that one was awesome.
Okay.
I love that guy.
Cool. That was awesome.
No, I'm
I
talking
don't
about
know what you guys are talking about.
the nerds are eating this up, or they're angry. They might be
They're
angry.
so angry. They gave up a long time ago.
Yeah. I want to talk about quotes,
Yes.
for lack of a better word.
Sure.
But for me, watching this, there were so many sound clips that popped out
Yeah.
for me because when my brother and I were hanging out on our Macintosh computer back in the 90s,
Okay.
I don't know why, we just had a bunch of Star Wars clips. I don't know if we made a theme, so that I think we themed our Mac thing. So like
Yeah.
when you like opened a window, it would play a Star Wars clip.
Yeah. Do you remember when that was like one of the cooler things you could do with a desktop computer?
Yes.
And so whenever one of those played, it was like it felt to me very out of place because
Yeah.
I had heard it a billion times just alone. Like I want them alive would always happen. I
So
don't know
when
when
you
I
watched the movie just now, you just kept hearing like, "That's my old computer."
yeah, kind of. It was really weird.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I remember downloading sound packs and icons. A lot of Star Wars
Yep.
icons.
Yep. Yep. Themes. You could get Star Wars themes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty cool, you guys. Windows 3.1. Get those Star Wars icons.
Customize your
I
look.
bet you could do that now too, right?
Oh, sure. Super easy.
Yeah, but
In like 1 second.
who cares now?
Right? Oh.
I get annoyed when there's sounds. Like I just have Windows 10 and it's making noises when I click on files, and I haven't bothered to figure out how to turn it off. But
I'm sure it can be hard, right?
It can't be, but I just have to figure it out.
Oh, I bet
just-
I bet our angry nerd listeners can tell you. That's right, nerds.
Here's another fun fact
Okay.
that maybe is true. That I think I remember from reading Carrie Fisher's book about.
Postcards from the Edge.
Maybe.
I saw that movie like 3 times.
Does she have more than one
I
book?
thought she did have a couple of books, didn't she?
I don't know. It was one of them that
Yeah.
was autobiographical.
Yeah.
But I guess she was instructed not to wear a bra because they didn't have bras in the future or the past in the universe.
Right.
Which is so weird and gross.
Yeah, it is.
But like in this universe, there aren't bras. So don't wear a bra, Carrie.
Part of
Again,
me.
I don't know if that's true. or
Part
not.
of me desperately wants that to not be true, but
I think
part
it's
of me
true.
really hopes that's true just because it's like so shallow and stupid. But like just the way they went about it, it's like, well, in this space universe,
Like technology has advanced so far that you don't need bras anymore.
Wait, what does
So
that mean?
don't wear them. I don't know. I just
Like there's-
Okay, I have a question.
yeah. Go ahead.
Devil's advocate here. Is it because society has gone beyond a point
Ooh.
where women are no longer
liberated.
Constrained.
they're
You're
liberated.
liberated. Yeah.
But is there you guys as women?
Yes.
If you're like running around like space battling,
Yeah.
and you're just loose and free up top, is that less comfortable? I have heard women complain
Yeah,
that it is
yeah, you're right.
painful.
And she's not. I mean, she
Yeah,
had like
the
no
girls
support in what she was
bouncing
wearing too,
around.
because she had like a pretty loose like tunic thing on.
Yeah, she was just
Yeah.
wearing flowing robes.
Yeah.
You know, the thing she did have going for her that other action stars don't is her hair was out of her face.
That's true.
Whenever I see an
That is
action
true.
star with her hair down, I'm like, seriously, anybody would pull
Just
it
put
into
it
a
back.
ponytail.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
At least put it back.
That's it's unrealistic to the point of it just makes me angry.
Yeah.
In the same way when people don't fasten their seatbelts because all of those cars are not designed for the actors to be able to put on
Right.
seatbelts.
How about when no one says goodbye to each other on the phone?
That makes me sad.
It's weird,
too.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand it's unnecessary.
Unless you're
but-
Han Solo communicating with the command post from the detention center and do your damnedest to be a little play acting. I had totally forgotten about that scene.
That was great.
But it was maybe the best scene in the movie.
So good, where he's like pretending to be the commander.
And he even Harrison Ford, like he even like put his voice up a little bit. Like he gave it a little like
Yeah.
he like effeminized his voice a little when he was like, "Oh, everything's fine."
I like how he goes for everything's fine too. We have a coolant reactor leak.
Fatal radiator leak, whatever.
So yeah, don't go. We're fine. Don't.
and how are you?
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Boring
Yeah.
conversation anyway.
That
He's such a charmer.
made me
you
laugh.
guys.
made me laugh for real.
Yeah.
Good job, Star Wars.
Right?
He has some terrible lines.
But he
And he
just
delivers them so
spun-
beautifully.
He is, and this might also be something that I heard, but like you, Dan, might not actually be true. But supposedly, Harrison Ford was once heard on set talking to George Lucas when they were filming the scene regarding the script. Like, George, you can write this shit, but you can't say it out loud. And that was definitely one of the like blemishes that your nostalgia sort of glosses over. Is like a lot of it is like very like high, this very dramatic, poetic dialogue that like seems out of place sometimes, except when Alec Guinness is saying it.
Yeah, although I think honestly one of my favorite monologues I've never noticed before is when the rebel fighters are gathered and getting their instructions on
Yeah.
how to go about trying to destroy the Death Star. And it is the most, like, the actor delivering the information just honestly looks like he just got his sides like that day or
Yeah.
the day before, and he's like, I don't know what any of this
Yeah.
means. There was zero context.
Yeah, I feel like the entire rebel leadership was just like, those might have been the janitors of like the sound studio. Like, guys, come here.
They may not speak English. They might just be like
This is-
saying sounds that they know they have to say.
Princess Leia
Princess Leia,
and the
blah blah, Death Star. Take
Wasn't that
them.
part of the reason Alec Guinness was so pissed at these movies? Because he's just like having to say this bullshit, and now that's all people remember him by?
Probably.
Because there are definitely, if you were paying attention, there were definitely a couple moments before the camera cut away You can sort of see his face fall after he.
This is garbage.
Yeah. Speaking of listeners, there is a. This might have even come up before in the show for some reason, but there is a beautiful clip floating around the internet where Ewan McGregor is clearly trying not to laugh while saying some of his dialogue in one of the prequel movies, and it is like you don't notice it until it's pointed out to you, but like you can just see his like lips like start to like try not to curl up into a smirk, and it's about like children dying too. Like it's like supposed to be like this very serious moment.
Yeah, I remember being infuriated by the dialogue in the prequels.
Me too.
And this one, not as much.
Well,
I don't know if it gets a pass or if it's not as bad.
I think there might be just less dialogue in this one. Because the thing with the prequels is they were all written by George Lucas, right? And they are way wordier because, as Molly pointed out, there's a lot of, like, embargoes and blockades that need to get hashed out in the first couple movies. Whereas the Empire and Jedi were written by other people, or, like, co-written by other people, and directed by other people.
Yeah.
So that's why they seem like slightly better movies. Because George Lucas is a great ideas man and is super good at encouraging people to make cool tapeworm Muppets. But when that dude has to straight up be in charge of telling a story, he is not should not be your first choice, as we've learned.
Yeah. It's interesting because I worked at Cartoon Network during that first Clone Wars, the good
The one
animated
we've
series.
all, for the record, agreed is good, and no one has to be mad at Dan.
And it was fascinating because they each started with a 1940s style announcer.
Oh, right.
Doing a bunch of exposition.
Yeah.
And that was a George Lucas must be in every single episode mandate. But then what was amazing about working with Lucasfilm is that the people you had access to get information from could just say, well, George said no. And there's no... How do you go about proving or disproving the existence of George, much less the existence of a yes or no? So you just had to be like, well, I guess we'll do it the long way then. Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Oh, yeah, because they could do that if they just didn't want to talk to you at that point.
Absolutely.
Like, they just wanted to go to lunch. Like, oh, George said no. That's amazing.
Because it was, there's no appeals process.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah. That guy, am I right?
Maybe now, though, you could be like, called Disney Vice President of Space Merchandising.
Yeah.
Get him on the phone immediately.
Walt's frozen head said no.
Oh, boy.
I love C-3PO.
Yes. Thank you.
I don't remember having strong feelings, maybe a little annoyed with him when I was a child, but he's so great.
I think you probably are
sad.
retroactively annoyed with him because he had some of the worst lines in the prequel movies. Because his entire job here was to say horrible puns.
Yeah. But he's like... Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice. Somebody stop me.
No, that is Jim Carrey's The Mask. We should probably watch that later.
But the Anthony Daniels kills it.
Oh, so good.
Right?
Yeah.
Not everybody's killing it. Most people are not.
That's
That dude's
correct.
killing it.
Yeah, he was so good at being like he's such a, I don't know, it's so cool, like, from his voice performance, like, all you have is his limited arm movements, no facial expression, but through his voice and, like, what little gestures he can make, because he was in that plastic Goldman suit.
Yeah. So much personality.
Yeah, like, he's, like, this incredibly fussy, like, depressed robot. And you get all that.
Yeah.
And his relationship with R2-D2 is so complicated.
Oh, and so sweet.
Yeah. Like, they clearly like each other a lot, but, like, oh, man, you can tell they, like, just...
They spent a lot of time together.
They clearly spent way too much time in locked closets hiding from stormtroopers.
Yeah. They're kind of like a classic comedy duo.
Yes.
Like an Abbott and Costello type. Except we only hear one talk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to, like, just talk about this movie. Because it's so hard to, like, disassociate it from everything else that has happened since.
Yeah.
But I can totally... I don't know. It's weird because it was, like... It's not the best-paced film.
It's real slow in the middle.
It's real slow.
And I was walking around getting ice cream and whatever.
And you didn't miss shit, except you did almost miss the sand person doing his
that's one
cool...
of my favorite parts is
Yeah.
when the sand person
puts
shakes
his
his stick
stick
up
and
and
goes...
down.
whatever.
I don't know why I like it.
When you say that it's slow, though,
Yes.
is it slow because you already know all the information that they're trying to convey in that amount of time? There's a lot of information that they're trying to get across.
But there's also a lot of them just, like, looking at each other and speeding across things.
That's emotions that need to be conveyed for us to get the full effect.
What information are they conveying?
Clone Wars.
Okay.
I forgot that was mentioned
Sure.
many times in this movie. Wait, okay, the slow section that we're talking about is...
I mean, literally, I'm talking about, like, basically the first half of the movie.
Okay. Well, they're establishing all the characters.
Right.
And they're trying to establish an entire, like, universe.
Yeah.
Like, look at all these things that are happening
Right.
in this... Like, people can travel between planets,
Yeah.
and then also there are all these aliens, and there's Jedis, and the Force,
Right.
and all of this. Like,
I
they
get
have
it.
a lot of stuff
I understand that. I'm just...
Well, I'm yelling at you.
Okay. I'm saying...
You'll be dead.
What I'm saying is it surprises me watching it again and realizing how slow and expository the first, like, 45... I mean, it's not till, like, minute 45 that, like, lightsabers start happening and, like, spaceships start...
knocked in, and they're
or
shooting,
whatever. Yeah.
and stuff. A lot of stuff
At the
happens.
beginning, yeah, when we've got Princess Leia dealing with Vader, but then it's just like, now I'm in the desert. Now I'm going to be the creepy sand cook for a while. Let me explain to you your father. Silence. You should go to Alderaan and be on an adventure with me. Silence.
I mean, that is a very compact advancement
Right.
of the whole story.
I agree.
As he goes from, well, it's sucky, your whole family is gone, and you have no future here. Let's just go ahead and jump ahead to the thing.
Yeah.
And I just also want to add, though, you can't really cut out even a lot of that business with the uncle. Because
Right.
without that, you don't understand how Luke has ended up the way that he has, or why Obi-Wan would not have reached out to him.
Yeah. I'm not saying any of it...
Why do you hate this movie?
I'm saying, if you'd let me finish, what I'm saying is I'm surprised people dealt with it enough. Like, could deal with that, because there's so much, unless you bought into, like, this is why adults now who didn't see it, but know about it so much about pop culture, some of them, like my wife, are just like, this is dumb. Because if you don't buy into all the bonkers shit that's happening in this incredibly slow-paced film, you're not going to give a shit.
Maybe it's just your wife.
It's not.
But, okay, when this movie came out in 1977...
Right, and that's what I'm wondering if that's what it was. It was just, like, so, like, just weird and different and spectacle.
all that stuff
Yeah.
is amazing, and
Right.
you would watch the entire thing without dialogue because they're, like, they're in space.
Yeah.
And that is an alien that you've never seen before.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That space fighter is what?
Right. No, I get it. I didn't realize, like, I just didn't remember it being that.
Yes.
Yeah. Because even compared to the other movies, I'm saying, like, Empire is a fucking, like, clip everywhere. They're just rolling through, like, frosty ice planet, space, walking robots. Vader's killing people all over. There's a crazy Yeti. Now go to the thing. There's an adorable puppet, but now you go into a cave and have to kill yourself, but you're your dad. Oh, now there's a Cloud Man and a robot, and Boba Fett's there. Ooh, and there's a giant worm in the asteroid. This all happens, and the movie's like the same length as this one, is what I'm saying. And I understand that all the setup is done.
Totes Recall bonus episode.
Just that?
Yeah.
That is way more stuff. I've never thought about how much stuff happens in Empire.
Right? That's why it's the
great.
best one. Come at me, nerds. It's the best one.
I think that's a pretty popular.
It is.
held
It
belief.
is, actually.
That's the common favorite.
Yeah. Because it's fun. And this one was
Carbonite.
fun, too, but there was just, I was surprised at how much of the fun was, like, at the back end of the movie. Is
Yeah.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once they bust Leia out,
Then it gets, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what I'm thinking, like, that's when it starts to get real good. Because we get all the blasters, we get Han doing his delightful conversation with the thing, we get the droids doing something other than just walking around being sad.
they're in hijinks.
They're in hijinks all over the place.
I like the trash compactor scene.
Yeah.
And Molly's had a 180 reaction where the weird trash worm that
Yeah.
almost kills Luke
Yes.
pops his little eyeball out,
Yeah.
and you went, well, it was like, ew, and then immediately, oh, cute. Like nothing changed.
It's
Yeah.
like fear, It's like, oh, it's cute.
Yeah, Molly, you had like a surprisingly visceral response to a lot of this movie that you've ostensibly seen more than once. Like the part where they're buying C-3PO from the slave traders.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like they're buying a different R2 unit, and Molly was like vocally, audibly shouting at the TV, "Wrong one! That's the wrong one."
Yeah, you don't want to break up robot friends.
You don't.
Can I tell you what this reminds me of? This reminds me of a kid. This is devotees of the show will understand that this is this is like a preface moment of why my brother and I rudely made our mother not sit with us when we watched Jurassic Park in theaters, because we both remembered vividly when we watched Return of the Jedi on television once on a special television event, because I used to do that. There was a point in the spoilers for a 30-year-old, 40-year-old movie. At the end of Return of the Jedi, when the Emperor is shooting Luke with his crazy Force lightning, and Luke is like legitimately like smoking and screaming in pain, and Vader's just standing there. My mom like first was just like cringing and like groaning audibly every time they cut to Luke like squirming around with lightning, and then she at one point shouted at the TV, "Go get him, Darth Vader!" And we're like, "Mom, you've seen this movie like 15 times," and that's when we knew. Sometimes you just can't watch a movie with your mom.
Wait a minute. Are you saying I'm like your mom?
I'm saying...
You don't want to watch a movie?
No. I'm saying that it reminded me of that because you are shouting at this movie as if you do not know the results of that scene.
But so haven't you ever bowled? Like, you know when you...
Like the game of bowling?
Yes,
Okay.
you know when you
10
bowl...
pin? Yeah.
Even when it's going towards the gutter,
Yeah.
sometimes
You're
part
like-
of you just tries to wave it over
Sure.
as if it will matter.
But you're not bowling you're not watching a video of the thing you just bowled.
right. Like, that's a
that's
live
happening
event.
live,
That is
yeah.
physics happening in front of you. This is something that was filmed and edited and cut for time.
4 years ago.
Some effects were probably put in. Well, some effects were put in 1997.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, Han, not only did he shoot first, he was the only one that shot.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great though. There was nothing
Oh,
wrong
it
with
was
that
great.
scene.
Yeah.
And I misspoke. It was not that Greedo was secretly hiding a gun under. It was that he literally walked into the scene pointing a gun at Han Solo and never moved it.
Yeah.
Oh, Han Solo's super casual exterior.
Amazing,
though.
right?
Oh, so good.
He's a charming rogue.
He
He's
is.
that vest. Can we talk about his vest game in this movie?
His best game is on point.
On point.
On fleek.
No.
Oh, that's for eyebrows.
For
apparently.
eyebrows.
Only eyebrows?
Yes.
I think it.
It started with
we
eyebrows.
talked about this before.
Tweet at us with what with that
Because
fleek.
I know Nikki on fleek. Is she only talking about her eyebrows?
I hope so. That'd be
Have we
amazing.
had this literal exact conversation before?
I think we
We've
have.
had.
Has it been on the podcast?
I think so.
I hope so. God, I hope so.
Please tweet at us with what with that deja vu.
Oh, man.
Harrison
Anyway.
Ford was great.
Yeah.
He's still great. He's great. This is one of the arguments of why, like a broader argument of why the prequels were not as enjoyed by people who weren't little children when they came out, is that there's no Han Solo in those movies. You know what I mean? There's no just like fun dude who's kind of detached from things, but is still actively involved. Like you just get random characters are just given jokes in the newer movies. Like Ewan McGregor will just suddenly say something silly, and it's just like, no, don't be the creepy youngest sand cook the whole time. Don't say a weird joke.
Come on, let's go to
Or like
the cantina.
C-3PO just said, like I said, like there's a whole scene, there's like 20-minute scene in one of the prequels where C-3PO just makes puns. Like that's all he's doing is commenting on his situation with dumb jokes. But if he had just written some character to be like just like a cool bro or something.
Who would have been the cool bro?
I don't know.
Boba Fett.
Qui-Gon?
Ooh, sure. I would love to see Liam Neeson be like wearing a vest, but still with the crazy hair that goes down to his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some like Taken level Qui-Gon Jinn.
Ooh, like he like drops his lightsaber and just starts wailing on a dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not quite what we were describing. That's not really Han Solo's gig, but maybe. I'm just saying, like the.
He's probably wailed on some dude.
Oh, definitely. I'm
Like
not
in
saying
a
he
bar
wouldn't
fight?
wail on some dude. I'm saying if he knew how to use a lightsaber, though, he'd probably use a lightsaber. You got to remember, this is the same guy.
But you have to be force sensitive to use a lightsaber.
Do
As
you,
someone
though?
who's played
Ooh.
the Star Wars RPG,
Oh.
I know you're not allowed to use a lightsaber unless you have force skill.
But Han Solo uses it in the second one to cut open that animal that Molly wanted to see.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, he's not fighting with it. Maybe only to fight with it. Because he's using it as like a
That's
crude
bullshit.
tool.
That doesn't mean anything.
Like, you're gonna chop your own arm up.
Oh, I see. So you just have to use the Force the same way he used the Force to shoot into the exhaust port, because you're just more aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
You just need to use the Force so you don't kill yourself.
I believe so.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd buy that.
He does cut open an animal, though.
Yeah, he does.
I did worry a little when Luke Skywalker was trying out his lightsaber for the first time.
Oh, did he just like...
Yeah, I was like, this movie could end very differently.
But he could sense the Force was strong in him, Molly.
I guess
Everybody
it's still
could
a
sense.
lot of trust.
It is a lot of trust.
To just
Yeah, I
have-
was worried he's just like turn it on, like right in him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
'Cause he doesn't know.
that's true.
I mean, that wasn't the script that was written, but...
Maybe there was an earlier draft where he like burned himself really bad.
Oh, my hand.
But then it's foreshadowing. Okay.
Foreshadowing?
Ooh.
So in his moment, in Luke's
Who's
moment
moment? There we
where
go.
he is grumping to his aunt and uncle,
Yeah.
he wants to go hang out with his friends, but what he's going to do is go into town to pick up some power converters.
Yeah.
Is that what he does with his friends? Like, that's the line. Like, I was going to go to town to pick up some power converters.
But there was
and his
another
uncle's
line-
like, you can hang out with your friends later.
There was another line though where like his best friends had already gone to the academy.
So this is like second-tier friends where
You
he
know
just
what it
gets power
You
converters
know what it is?
together?
It's probably like the neighborhood kids, and he's like the weird older kid who just like needs something to do.
So he's buying parts?
They probably like build little robots or something. I don't
Speed
know.
rate or whatever.
Ooh,
those-
land speeders.
Oh, 'cause
Land
he's-
speeders.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, maybe he's gonna
Landspeeder-
soup up that speeder.
Maybe.
Which you
Oh,
would
maybe
think-
he's racing like American Graffiti style.
Yeah.
Or
His
the-
dad.
Or the races in the first one.
Pod
What were those
racing.
called?
That
Pod
poor kid.
racing.
That poor kid.
Oh, boring.
That land speeder still looks cool.
It does.
Yeah.
I like. It's the effects hold up pretty well.
Even the effects look cool, but like I don't know, just the style of it. I like
yeah,
the design of
the design is super cool.
It's like a.
I think that I mean,
Oreo
like
or
Molly said, like I think half of the reason this whole phenomenon just like took root in our culture so deeply was like a lot of it had to do just with the design of things. Like the visual design and the sound design was just like so unique and appealing, or something. It was just like some magic combination of people
Yeah.
that just created this like incredibly compelling just thing on the screen. Like even with like the new movie, which I'm still completely like neutral on. Watching the trailers though, like it's still cool to see that shit again. It's like, oh yeah, that's why I like these movies, because they're just neat to look at.
Yeah. And the sand people yaks.
Yeah, those were
cool.
great.
That's really good.
And those were just like weird Muppets.
Yeah.
They are totally Muppets.
Yeah.
Like they look like Muppets.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
In
one
the best way.
especially.
Yeah.
Like a floppy.
Did
mouth.
you know, fun fact, for a movie we didn't watch, that there were like 5 or 6 people inside the Jabba the Hutt puppet in the third one, and one dude's job was just to smoke a pipe, so that smoke would come out of Jabba's mouth when he smoked his pipe. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
It's pretty good.
Did we talk about the Bechdel-Wallace test already?
Not
No.
in this part.
It won't take long.
So it did not pass the Bechdel-Wallace test.
Oh,
And we even explored, is R2-D2 a girl?
right.
And nope.
He is named as a he bot.
By C-3PO. But maybe C-3PO doesn't know.
Maybe all droids are male. Because we live in a patriarchal society, so they're just like, they're boys. Like when they manufacture the droids.
So they can't procreate and rise up against us.
Ooh, yeah. But, you know, life
Finds a way.
finds a way.
By the way. By the way. Ooh, I would see Robo Jurassic Park.
I would see Jeff Goldblum in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Get on it.
Get him a vest.
J.J. Abrams.
Oh my.
He would
He
rock
can
a
have
vest.
best Han Solo.
He would rock a vest. So, he could play like Han Solo's like cool cousin or something in the new movies.
Oh, man.
They're probably about the same age, right? Close enough?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet he's a little younger.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That'd be
he's
perfect.
younger.
Like he's like his like dork cousin, but he's like now he's old and cool and rocking a vest.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd be amazing. Get on it, whoever's directing episode 8.
He's got space experience.
Yeah.
Independence Day.
Right?
yeah. You know, Chewbacca's really cool.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we all know that, but
We all guys,
we're...
we all know Chewbacca's cool, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Beth.
Did you not?
oh no.
Oh.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought
I
you
was
were
going to
gonna
say,
be
how can you deny that coolness with when Han says that when a Wookiee loses,
Uh-huh.
they'll tear off your arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he puts his hands behind his head.
That was
like,
amazing. I
so
totally forgot about
good.
that move.
like you, yeah.
What was that move?
Yeah, I'm super violent.
He was. It
But
was
he
like this
actually
super
never.
behavior. No, he's very
Chewbacca
gentle. He's a gentle
actually
giant.
never hurts anybody, not even in the scary bar.
I mean, he shoots lasers at people.
But he shoots
Oh,
them like
sure.
stormtroopers.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
defense.
which are people, not clones, as we established.
Oh,
Does
so the-
Chewbacca have the Force? That would be really cool.
I don't think so.
Force Baka?
That would be awesome, though.
Force Baka, or as Obi-Wan called him, Force Baka.
Force Baka.
He straight up said Chewbacca, right?
He did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chewbacca. There was a couple Princess Leia.
Leah's.
Leah's. Sorry. I'm used to saying it
And then
correctly.
and then in the later movies, there's this delightful thing where like Billy D. Williams, he pronounces Han Solo so intensely, like more like there's always been some wiggle room I feel like with that name, but he just goes like so hard in one direction every time, like Colt 45, and it's amazing.
Man.
Billy D. Have you guys seen that gem that is the Star Wars Christmas special?
No,
Yes.
God, I
It's
want to.
so bad.
I want to see it.
It's pretty
I bet it's on
bananas.
YouTube, right? No, I'm sure Disney shuts that down every time, right?
Yeah, I bet you can find it.
Yeah, I'm sure I can find it.
A lot of Wookiees in that.
The internet is what is it again?
It
A
is.
seedy place of...
A wretched hive of
yeah,
salmon.
that's what the internet is, and I can find the Christmas special because of that.
Yeah, but you'll be dead.
You'll be sad. It is terrible. It's
I've heard.
Like,
I've heard.
Like you think it's going to be terrible in a fun way, and it's not. It's terrible in a painful way that also makes you regret your own childhood memories.
Oh,
And I'm not exaggerating.
Also, Chewbacca dies in the books, right?
eventually, yeah.
But they're retconning that for something.
Retconning? What?
Molly.
What? Did
We
is that
just
what
watched
he
a
just
Star
said?
War, and you don't know what retconning is?
Retconning?
Yeah.
I totally know what
Retroactive.
that means.
Continuity? Is that what that
So when they go back and they're like, forget about this stuff that happened. Now this is.
means? It's
the way
like
it
a
is."
bunch of this... Well, it's like what you were
I
saying with the...
understand what retroactive continuity would be.
retcon is what you call
Retcon
it.
is what the
I
cool
didn't
kids,
know
that's what
that.
the cool kids call it.
Yeah.
That's like what you're playing with
Read
the
a
prequels,
comic
where it's
book.
just like, no, it's not mysticism, it's secret nano organisms in your
Jerks.
blood. Oh, actually, C-3PO was built by this annoying child 30 years ago.
Oh, here's something about annoying blood robots,
Okay.
or whatever they are. I think part of the reason that's annoying, the reasons you listed, but also it changes the movie a bit from like a space fantasy to just like a straight up sci-fi movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I think I always enjoyed that this movie was like a sci-fi movie, but also kind of like
Yeah.
still a fantasy movie where there's like swords and magic
well,
and
like,
stuff.
like genre-obsessed people will always argue that Star Wars is a fantasy set in space. It is not a science fiction movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with them, but
I
shut up.
also.
Also.
See, that's how I feel, and that's why I'm always concerned that I'm coming off as completely disingenuous in this entire episode, because I keep making fun of nerds. But I love Star Wars. I was obsessed with it as a kid. I know way too much about it. I played a ton of the video games, like the other, that are all just like, here, ooh, what if you were this guy? Like, that's literally the appeal of half those games. It's like, remember this one guy in this part of the movie?
You're him.
Now you get to be him for 3 hours or whatever. So, like, this had a very formative effect on my childhood, on how I feel about genre and story and character. But I can also see that sometimes it's real dumb. And I can't disparage people for not really getting into it.
So, I was thinking too, like watching Han Solo get into his ship towards the end. That I was like, oh, he's Captain Mao from Firefly,
Right.
like that, and these
That's
can
a
both.
space western.
yeah.
It's a space western, yeah, exactly. But there is a certain swagger. That the story goes nowhere.
Molly just fell asleep on the table.
Oh, wow.
Both have space swagger.
And vests? Don't they both have vests?
Do they?
I think they both have vests. Tweet at us, wear dem vests.
Ooh. I would have done a what with them.
Oh, sorry.
But then,
sorry.
no, it was your
I'm
hashtag.
retconning.
It's your hashtag.
This is my special edition 1997 hashtag.
Wear them vests. Ooh, is it? Well, that's some good wordplay in there. How are you spelling wear? W-H-E-R-E or W-E-A-R?
Oh, I don't even know. Your tweeter's choice. It's
Yeah.
tweeter's choice.
First one to tweet gets to decide how that hashtag goes.
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah,
can be a
so get on
trendsetter.
it.
You can be
Get out
like,
your phone right now.
yeah, right now. We'll wait.
Open up Twitter.
Yep. Sign in if you're not automatically
Sure.
sign in.
At new tweet, compose. At Totes. That's giving us the wrap up sign.
That's giving the I'm sick of this sign.
Cool. Well, just one last thing that I wanted to mention
Yeah.
is we got to watch the trailer at the beginning of the VHS
yeah.
tape. The cover was baffling, by the way. I'll just post that in the newsletter.
Cover
But-
of the tape?
Of the tape.
Uh-huh.
I don't know who those people are, but it's like a fantasy novel.
It does look like a romance or one of those like
Harlequin
Romance novels.
yeah,
It's
kind
like
of
the
yeah.
pulp
like-
fantasy novels.
But yeah.
Are
but
they
they're
all like
more
off
Pulp
model?
Fiction.
They don't look like the
They
actors
look
at all?
nothing.
Oh, good.
And like Luke
didn't
is
like it.
ripped and holding up a sword like He-Man, and Princess Leia is all sexy and like totally different person's face.
Yeah.
Anyway, highly recommended. But at the beginning of the preview, the tagline was, "May the trilogy be with you."
Oh, yeah.
At the lowest price.
Oh yeah.
Like somebody needed to work
So
harder
great.
on that copy.
So
Yeah.
Great.
That is one
It's really
thing,
not
though,
okay.
that we should acknowledge for, like, as much as we talk about how, like, oh, it's the zeitgeist of pop culture and the sound design and whatever, like, another reason that this has taken such deep root in our culture is they marketed the shit out of this stuff. When this first movie took off, they went nuts. Toys, like, they started, like, spewing out toys immediately. You can find, like, ridiculous old commercials from the 70s for, like, get Luke and his land speeder. And, like, they created insane amounts of merchandise. I mean, there's a reason that Disney thought it was reasonable to offer George Lucas $4.2 billion for the rights to this franchise.
Yeah.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
That's how much that sold for?
Yes. He took $4.2 billion with a B dollars to give them the rights to the Star Wars
Well,
franchise.
yeah, he did.
Right?
Oh my god, that's nuts.
Yeah. I mean,
I think he gave a lot of it away to charity, right?
yeah, I think so.
I would hope so.
And then also, here's my fun George Lucas fact of recent times.
Ooh.
He wanted to expand not the Neverland Ranch. What's
Boy.
his compound called?
Skywalker.
Skywalker Ranch.
Yep.
And the community that he lives in was like, no, you can't do that. That's an eyesore. So instead, he's building low-income housing
Oh.
out in like the rich area of California.
Okay, an eyesore? Are you kidding me? Those properties are incredible. Like all the parking is underground. They look like they're floating.
Ooh, neat.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
So he's spiting yuppies?
Yeah, he's sticking it to rich people.
That's hilarious.
It's low-income housing in that part of California is still going to be like
Right.
$500,000.
Yeah, of course.
Before we rate the movie ourselves,
Yeah.
do you have a 5-star rating of the podcast?
I do. It's time for that segment in which we read a 5-star review of our podcast on iTunes.
Right.
Or another place, although tweet at us if you leave it anywhere else.
Right,
because
we will
we're
not
only
see
checking
it.
iTunes.
We will not see it.
In the voice of someone from the movie or Nick Cage,
Right.
who is not in this movie.
No, God.
But what if he was?
Okay, episode 8. T. Hanks, Nick Cage,
Jeffy G.
This would make a $4.2 billion alone.
So is anybody feeling inspired by this movie in particular?
I mean, I can do the Sandkook voice if you want.
Yeah, that's what I had in
Sure.
my mind.
Sure.
All right.
Number 12.
Number 12. Okay, I have to get into creepy,
Yeah.
hide in the car,
Creepy hand.
pretend I'm wearing a really long hood. Awesome cast from Lurkter Games. Dudes and dudettes, y'all need to listen to this podcast. It is great fun and fills time in the workday really well. I found it because Dan Jaquette was also on a magic podcast, so we need to get the word out. Keep it up, you four. That's it.
Is that it?
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Lurkter Games.
That-
You should join me on an adventure on Alderaan with our special laser swords. Also, Bridge on the River Kwai, available on Blu-ray, I assume.
Probably.
Probably. It's a great movie, actually.
Yeah.
You guys should see Bridge on the River Kwai.
Solid.
Solid.
That
Ooh.
magic podcast is Magic the Amateuring.
Ooh.
So go check that out.
Sure.
I'm on a couple Not that many.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
No big
It
deal.
must be nice. Wow. Get invited to other podcasts.
I played Magic 20 years ago.
Wait, is that your level of expertise?
Pretty much.
Cool.
Cool. Do we want to talk about how we rated it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Dan, you gave it a safe 3. You were worried about the pace and that it wouldn't be as
I did.
fun.
I was worried. I still, I don't know. I still really enjoyed watching it, but I also still, to this day, like from even, like I retain my opinion as a child, where if I was going to just sit down and watch a Star Wars movie for the 8 millionth time, it would not be this one. So I will gump it up to 4.5. Droid, what was it? Droid Snapchats?
Yes.
All right, 4.5. With a point off, half a point off for it being a little slow, but I'm not going to talk about it because Beth will yell at me.
Beth, you gave it a 4.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, and I got more out of it than I had in previous viewings. So I think I'm also going to add a half a star.
Yeah.
Go 4.5.
All right.
Look, we've come together in the end.
Yay. I
Like
gave it a
Han and Luke.
4. Again, like it being on the AFI list, it's hard to separate it as a standalone movie from its importance. So I feel like I wouldn't give it a 4 just like as a movie.
Yeah.
But maybe the fact that it is Star Wars bumps it up there, so I think I'm going to hold it 4.
Okay.
It
Steady
was
at 4.
good. 4's good.
4's really good.
Yeah.
Wasn't blowing my socks off. It's
Yeah.
no big.
Right, exactly.
Molly, you gave it a 4 as well. A confident 4.
I
Yes.
did, and I really enjoyed this movie a great deal. I felt very swept up in it, and I was sitting here thinking about what makes a 5-star movie.
Yeah.
And part of it is it just surprising me in a way and making me more excited than I thought I would be. So, for example, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids
Right.
was definitely a 5. Can I say in good conscience that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids deserves 5 and Star Wars deserves 4?
Yeah.
Well, they're completely different systems. This is
Droid Snapchats, and that was God knows.
Who knows? Shrunken ants?
I think it was scorpions.
Little Debbie's pies?
Magnifying glasses.
Yeah.
Or something. Check the archives,
Yeah.
listeners.
And did Molly give it a 5?
Ooh.
We don't know. It seems like I probably did.
Yeah.
So I want to give
But they're
this
completely different scales. is what I'm
Yes,
saying.
exactly.
I have to bump it up at least a little. I'm gonna say 4.25.
So less than what we gave it.
But
Okay,
more than what I
4.5.
gave it.
I don't know. I really liked it,
Yeah.
but I think you're right. I think
Just
if
go-
I were to go
Just
and watch,
use your feelings, Molly. If you feel a 5-star review, feel the 5.
I don't feel a 5.
Okay. Well,
So yeah, 4.5.
Well, apparently I hated it.
Thank you for listening to Totes Recall. New episodes drop on the 15th of every month. You can find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Totes Recall Pod. Subscribe on iTunes and leave a review. It helps more people find the show. Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. For more information, check out noisepicnic.com/totesrecall.